Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including A Star vs. the Force of Evil, which we'll be getting into today. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Andy Potter.
Hey.
Alex Bonilla.
Hola.
And Tiffany Lee.
Hello.
Today, Andy, Alex, Tiffany, and I will be getting into all of the promotional material for the Battle for Mewni, which it's annoyingly called with a the. But Darren's kept putting the in her tweets, so I'm pretty sure gotta call it the Battle for Mewni. There's been a lot of promos. There's a minute-long promo. There's a bunch of 15-second promos. We're gonna get into everything speculation-wise involving all the promotional material as of Friday, July 7th. We'll see if Disney puts out anything else here before the 15th. We're ramping up for Battle for Mewni next Saturday. Very excited to hear. You'll find all your coverage here at overlyanimated.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes, overlyanimated.com/iTunes. It's great. We've done a previous Battle for Mewni speculation. We just heard about it, but now we're getting into specifically all the promos. I would say the main one that you should check out is the minute-long one. If you find something that's a Battle for Mewni promo that's a minute long, it's that one. Alex has written an article breaking that down on the website, the Battle for Mewni Mega Teaser Breakdown. You can check that out over overlyanimated.com/category/blog. And, so we'll be referencing that, and then all the other stuff you can find conveniently at the Star Wikia on the Battle for Mewni page. If you scroll down, there's a video section, and you can find basically everything there. So they've done a good job with that. So lots of stuff. To start with, I just want to know, what you guys have seen out of all of this promotional material that has excited you the most for the 15th. It could be a small one and it could be a big thing, but, generally, what have you seen that you're most excited about, Andy?
Definitely the fact that Marco seems to be playing a major part in this. I was really worried that we wouldn't see Marco for a long time in season 3, and the fact that he's just in this premiere means I'm really excited for it. And we even get a Marco and King episode, it looks like, which is going to be amazing, most likely. I'm just really excited for Marco. Marco's the best.
Break out your red hoodies. Although we'll see. Will he bring the hoodie with him?
Star has it in some of the scenes.
Yeah, Star has it when she's looking with all-seeing eye. Yeah. I think that's very exciting. Did we get the red hoodie announcer guy on these promos? I don't remember that annoying guy. Let's get rid of it. No. Yes, that definitely a big role for Marco coming up. That's right. We also have episode titles too. We're gonna be talking about the episode titles. I forgot about that. Tiffany, what jumps out to you from everything we've seen here?
The fact that Eclipsa is alive, she is in my dreams. I am super excited to hear what type of deal that Moon made with Eclipsa. I want to know more about her because she has just seemed sort of like this ambiguous character that we only know a little bit about. But I just want to know everything about her.
Yeah, I feel like this is the big plot headline, right? Is the Eclipsa at the end of this minute-long promo? Moon is Eclipsa's live, and I made a deal with her. Pretty big plot stuff happening here.
Absolutely. I feel like that's where the ball just dropped.
Yeah, and I feel like this has triggered a ton of fan speculation. We'll get into any theories here. Do we think that this is how real is that? We assume it's real. It's tough because anything could be in the past too. So we gotta speculate on that as well. But yeah, that's definitely a big thing, and we'll get more into that. Alex, how about you? What jumps out?
Well, related to the Eclipsa thing, I'm just excited that we're going to get a lot of backstory on different characters, Mina Loveberry and Hekapoo and Moon and Toffee. So just seeing all that sprinkled together just gives me hope that we are going to get a better idea of the show's lore, because as season 2 went on, I got more and more interested in that. So it's very it's a good thing that it looks like we're going to keep going in that direction of really fleshing out Mewni and helping us to understand how we got here in the first place, rather than just focusing on the present.
Yeah, definitely a lot of characters, a lot of backstory. Seems like it's coming. We know we're getting a backstory episode. It seems like. So we're going to see younger Moon, but we also have some characters here, not clear whether it's in the past or the present. Yeah, I'm very excited to see Hekapoo again. We also have Romulus and not 100% sure if this is past or present. Yeah. So we'll. Yeah.
But I mean, it's Romulus. I'm just excited to have Romulus. He's so insane. I love him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, maybe the whole commission. We just saw those two specifically. Mina Loveberry. That's a random one. Seems like she's playing a big role. Yeah.
My theory is Mina Loveberry might be a new member of the council now that the goat guy is gone. Like that might be.
They're all gone. But yeah, that's Mina Loveberry on the council. That's interesting. The commission.
I don't think
the commission. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's smart, but I mean, with the rest of Mewni, they don't really do smart things.
I mean, it's not like the rest of the commission's super stable as is, I would say, but yeah, I was definitely excited for Hekapu. I'll say the shot of Star with Marco's hoodie looking in the all-seeing eye. That is the #StarCo moment of the episode. I'm of the promos. I'm definitely hyped for that. Star just very sad, just needs to see the Bay Marco. Like it's happening. We'll have some Starco moments going on. Yeah, and just the like tone of her using the all-seeing eye and just very sad with the hoodie. It's just that's a really striking imagery, I think, from that promo. Also, there's a poster that we saw very recently from director Sabrina Kutungo, who said it's like young Moon with young Eclipsa. Is that it?
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Right? It's not clear, but that's very exciting. Like young Eclipsa in the Moon flashback, that a lot of this stuff, it's like, okay, this is kind of random, but could be good. This, I'm like, okay, this is going to be hype.
And that got me excited because in the teaser, all we see is just frozen Eclipsa still, but at least here we see her with young Moon, so that gives us a better idea that she's actually going to be involved, at least in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I love that Moon has like tears in her eyes. So like we know like whatever type of deal that she made with Eclipsa obviously is a very painful one. Like it's something that is extremely like important, I guess.
I'd agree, and I think the most important thing about this picture is that young Moon is actually wearing the crown, which to me implies that she's already queen at this point, even though she's so young, which could explain why Moon is so not as like free-spirited as Star, because she's had a lot more responsibility from a young age.
It's a promo for the second episode, which would indicate that that would be our flashback one, presumably Moon the Undaunted. The second, whatever you want to call it, the second segment that we're getting here, and yeah, this ties into her being so young. That the other kind of big plot revelation from that minute-long promo, which is that Moon says that Toffee killed her mother.
No, it was parents.
But yeah, this is the past queen and king. Yeah, that's potentially why Moon might be, monarch at such a young age, and maybe we will see the events of that in the flashback. What do you think about that, Alex?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Well, we see these events of that Moon like voices over in the trailer, Toffee killed my parents. Will we see that physically happen in the flashback episode?
I don't think we're gonna go that dark.
What? Come on, why not?
But I mean, we'll probably see what leads up to that decision to kill her parents, or maybe just see the aftermath. Maybe see how Moon reacts to that action, or what she does to take revenge. I feel like we would probably go more in that direction than actually see the death happening.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I want to go full dark here. Let's go full TV-14 on or whatever on the Moon. Here's a question: if Moon the Undaunted is the flashback episode, what is the 30-minute long Toffee episode then? Probably
just the finale. It's probably Toffee coming back to life, I'd assume.
I always thought that was going to be the flashback one, would be the Toffee one, but it looks like that's not the case here.
Yeah, it seems to be placed at the end, so it wouldn't really make sense to put your flashback at the end of the event.
Well, I think. Go ahead.
It's not. I don't think it's like specifically made to be an event though, so it could just be an arbitrary cutoff type of thing. But yeah, you're right.
But there are plenty of times when a flashback can be used for dramatic irony and things like that, where we see why something happened after it already happens. I'm not saying it's always well done, but that's not unheard of to have a flashback after we have a big reveal of some kind.
Yeah, and again, it's not clear to me that this is going to end with resolution. this is just the first 4 30-minute segments of the season. We'll see if it's presumably Disney cut this off in a logical place, but who really knows? Not clear. Here's our episode titles for these 7 segments. By the way, I proposed this to the Star fandom, including Darren Nefsey. She says 30-minute segments episodes. I propose that 11-minute segments on Star are episodes, but I know this is not a popular opinion. Like Steven Universe, 11-minute episode. The difference is that for Disney, anyway, so here's the episode titles. We have Return to Mewni, Moon the Undaunted, Book Begone, Marco and the King, Puddle Defender, King Ludo, and Toffee. Puddle Defender is going to be the big plot episode, right?
It's going to be the crocodile.
Yeah, it's going to be the stupid blah crocodile.
I've watched that like 50 times and I laugh every single time at it. I don't know why. I laugh every single time at that stupid noise.
The memes are powerful.
And it's not even the memes. I haven't gone on the subreddit. I just keep watching that stupid video.
The internet itself is like a meme. It just goes on too long. But yeah. What's your favorite title, Tiffany, from this 7?
Moon the Undaunted, actually.
Yeah.
Because I'm just super excited to learn more about Moon's past, and I think I really want to see. I want to see how her parents got killed. To be honest, like I don't know if Disney will go as too dark to show it, but I'm super excited to know like this whole like past that we just don't know about, but it's obviously a very big plot in the story so far.
Yeah, that's got to be like the most hype of the 7 right now. I feel like it's with this poster and with it being the flashback one. It's second, so that's not like the most hype placement. But I feel like this is gonna be the one I'm waiting for definitely early on in this special. Andy, pick a title.
I would have said Moon the Undaunted, but for argument's sake, I'll say Toffee, because Toffee, if they do him right, Toffee is by far the best villain they've ever done, and he's just so good. I hope we get like actual Toffee back, and maybe we'll even get a couple of flashbacks like sprinkled through the episode even. But I just want he brings a lot more darkness to the series, and usually I don't like that in that type of show, but in this type of show, but they do him very well, and it doesn't feel off for the show when he comes in, and I really, really want him back.
Yeah, definitely hype for Toffee. I'm certainly a big Toffee fan here. We need independent, non-Ludo Toffee. This is the hope. The hope for that last special.
That's what I hope for.
Alex, pick one of the other 5.
Yeah, but by what we already know by content, I would have gone Moon the Undaunted. But by title alone, the one that interests me the most is Book Begone. If only because that one seems like the one that could be pretty much anything. My theory would be that it's the one that has to do specifically with Ludo. As we saw in the minute-long teaser, there's a weird out-of-place shot where Ludo just shoots magic at the book and seeming like in frustration. But other than that, the book seems to have almost no appearance in all of these promos. So seeing what that has to do maybe with Ludo's development or with Toffee potentially coming back, just what direction they want to go with Glossaric. All those are like directions that we really haven't gotten any hints on. So that one intrigues me the most on what they do with that part of the event.
Have we seen Glossaric in anything?
No.
Yeah.
Just the opening for the season. That's it.
And I believe he does appear in the poster that Darren Nefsey posted about of the Battle for Mewni. He appears in a corner there, so
yeah, Darren.
Who knows if that means he's in it?
Darren Nefsey has a poster too. Yeah, I would say the Darren poster is pretty abstract. So it's I don't think it's necessarily supposed to be literal interpretation. Although maybe him being in there means that he's in the special. Yeah, I would potentially know Ludo Glossaric. That's interesting. But yeah, Book Begone, that could be, it's not clear to me how much of this is going to be like segmented things. I could totally see that just being a Ludo episode. I feel like the other one that stands out that we haven't mentioned is Marco and the King. But it's, if you dig into the promotional material, it's probably, Marco and Star's dad getting up to hijinks. It seems like there's a segment.
That sounds like the breather episode of this group.
Yeah, just title alone, it sounds good. But then from what we've seen, there's the shot of like, of Star's dad like jumping into like a pool or something, and then like walking with Marco. So, I mean, that's an interesting combination. I think we previously saw it in like the camping episode, but yeah, that could be interesting.
I think that episode's going to be the begin as a filler, but Ludo becomes king in 2 episodes after that, and it looks like Moon and Star are going to be away. So I think that's the episode that Ludo's going to attack the kingdom.
Are we buying King Ludo? I know there's the title is King Ludo.
No, there's in one of the trailers he's wearing the crown.
Yeah. But
and River's in jail.
Yeah.
I don't think he's actually going to be quote unquote king, but he's going to think he is.
Yeah, how long's the Ludo reign? Over under half an hour. Like what's going on?
Definitely under.
Until Moon
definitely
and Star
under.
show back up or something, right?
Yeah, his reign ends before Toffee the episode ends.
I think what's going to happen is Ludo's going to be king for like 30 seconds, then Toffee's going to be reborn and take the crown from Ludo, and that's all. And then that's going to be the actual battle.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't see that at the actual time frame. I'm exaggerating for effect, but I mean, Ludo's not going to be king for a long time.
Yeah, I wonder how much presence Toffee has in the present before his episode. Probably minimal.
Yeah.
You'd think so. We're starting to piece it together. Let's go through this long promo. The other one is Puddle Defender, I think, and Return to Mewni. Return to Mewni, pretty self-explanatory. Puddle Defender. We think it's the Bois crocodile, but it could be, who knows. There's also Buff Frog, so maybe that relates.
Yeah.
Let's go through this promo. I'm gonna just go through I feel like Alex did a good job of putting the most notable things in screenshots in this article, so I'm just go through these screenshots on the Overly Animated blog post. This first one is Star holding up balloons of the dead commission.
The Magic Helium Commission.
Helium Commission, that's a good one. Here's my big question. This relates to the shot later, so let's bring that in, because we see Hekapoo and Romulus talk about opting for a peace treaty. Hekapoo says peace treaty or something. So the big question is that in the present or is that in the flashback episode? What's your read on this, Alex?
I firmly believe it's in the past, because I've always seen Amina Loveberry since she's in that same shot. She's lost her sanity at this point, so I see no reason to believe she'd all of a sudden be back in the midst of Munian politics. And also, it seems like they're discussing the monster Munian war, and we know that also happened in the past. So my belief is that that's just them discussing something in Young Moon's time, not in ours.
Yeah, it's confusing because we do have a war on our hands in the present, but they could totally just be discussing something in the past. You very smartly in the article mentioned that the peace treaty that they refer to could very easily be this human monster accord that is all over the book, the Star Marco's guide book. They just talk about that a ton there, so I think that'd be very interesting if that was the human monster accord that they talk about there.
And it makes sense because here we're leading up to a battle with Toffee, so I wouldn't see a way where you could also fit in something where they come to an agreement with whoever Toffee and Ludo round up at the end as well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing would be if the Toffee attack is different from the Ludo attack. Like if from the titles, if Toffee swoops in to like pick up the remains after like Ludo takes over, I don't know. So maybe the Ludo stuff is its own war. Andy, you think are you buying this in the past?
Alex convinced me,
okay.
But my question is that which episode is this in? Is this in
right?
Moon the Undaunted?
Wouldn't it have to be Moon the Undaunted? That's a lot for 11 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to fit in. So I'm thinking we might have more than one or at least another episode with flashback elements, because this is a lot of stuff to fit into a character origin episode flashback.
And actually, I think that if Toffee, the final episode, is going to have a flashback, I feel like this would be a place to put it, right where the battle in the present is culminating. You also show how the battle ended the last time. So that would be a candidate for a flashback that you could put in the final moments of the event.
Yeah, maybe our flashbacks aren't restricted to the second episode. Do you agree, Tiffany, that this would be in the past, the shots of the High Commission?
I absolutely agree. And I agree it might actually be in Toffee, the episode Toffee as well, because it says in the book that Toffee violated the Mumin Monster Accord, and obviously they're talking about signing the treaty. And I feel as if they might be discussing Toffee in this scene, and about how he violated it. I definitely believe this is in the past.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I'd very much like Hekbu and others to be alive again, but for now they're balloons, I guess. I still think they'll be back pretty soon.
I don't think they show us balloons of them unless they were actually coming back.
That's very dark, by the way. This is
It is very dark, very morbid for Disney. What the heck?
Can I also point out that I didn't realize that Romulus also had snakes for feet?
Oh, so do those holes indicate that? Yeah. Is that canon?
I don't know, but I love it.
Yeah. It's those are the snake hole. Oh, those are the eyes. Oh, this is interesting. I need to zoom in here. Are those snakes? I think so, right?
I think they are because they have black eye holes too.
Oh, we need a forensic analysis of the screenshot to see if this, you think okay, that's a whole nother topic, but yeah, this changes our perspective of Rondo. So let's go to the next shot, which is, Star and Moon arriving at, some place that we don't know. But yeah, it's an interesting candidate. There's like a, Glassrick looking guy as a statue, and, it looks like a spiral. It very much looks like a Steven Universe setting, honestly. Like we've got a spiral.
Yeah, like the lunar sea spiral.
Yeah, that's what this reminded me of. But yeah, this could be, what's your speculation on why, Star and Moon are here, Alex?
Well, I would assume that Moon's been here before, that maybe it has some stuff from her younger days that might serve them a purpose. She says in that trailer that the Queens of Mewni have been coming here for generations. So it must be some kind of a place where all their ancestors have left things for them to maybe use in their eventual confrontation with Toffee. So that's my theory, that they're heading there is to find answers or to find a way to fight him.
It was interesting because I think before this minute-long promo, like a big speculation from us on what would happen next, just based on what happened at the end of season 2, was that Moon and Star would just be hiding out. And there wasn't really an indication of that until now. Now we see them going to a seemingly abandoned place. We see Star, with the all-seeing eye later, in like some, I guess, I think that probably looks like the back of a carriage or something. That's my take on that. But, yeah, it seems like at least in episode 1 or potentially throughout the special, we'll see them hiding out places.
Right. Although at the same time, this looks to have been once a very popular build, or at least a very intricate building. It has like a glass roof, very well constructed. So I don't know if it's in a place where that would be conducive to hiding more than they have to go to this place.
Yeah, interesting.
Could this be the puddle in Puddle Defender?
There is a water thing in the middle, yeah, surrounding this barrel. I guess that could be. That is a puddle. I don't know.
Sorry, that's all.
I don't know what we'd be defending them from, but yeah.
Like there's a little box there at the top of the tower. Maybe somebody wants it. I don't know.
And it is a candidate because, at least for me, what I was thinking was that this would be somewhere in Return to Mewni. It was just like this is the first place maybe they head. Yeah. But it would also make sense that if the theory is correct that they're looking here for ways to fight Toffee, then this would be later in the event. So Puddle Defender would be another possibility here.
Well, we could introduce this location at the beginning and then have it be somewhere that they have like a final stand type thing later. That's also a possibility.
Yeah, if you kind of piece together everything from all these trailers, I think you get the impression that Moon and Star are not involved in most of the events by the castle in our special here. Like potentially they come in at Toffee, but I feel like they're hiding out from most things that happen. Agree?
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. So that's a little unfortunate, but they totally could just be hiding stuff from that Toffee episode or they come back. Yeah.
Oh no, I just had a horrible realization.
Okay. Share.
Go on.
Yeah.
So if Star's not in Mewni, that means she doesn't know Marco is in Mewni either until most likely the end. What are the chances something horrible happens because she gets surprised by Marco being there? Yeah,
this is a Romeo and Juliet type situation with Marco goes to the. I mean, she's still Mewni City. Like they might be on the whatever, the planet or the dimension. But Mewni proper, Marco's there, thinking Star will be there, but Star's left, and Star would have no idea that Marco's at the castle. Yeah. What do you mean something horrible would happen, though?
Like, I don't think someone's going to die because we see Moon and the King in the intro for season 3, but they've shown that they can quote unquote kill people like in the High Commission. So they're willing to not pull their punches when there's going to be something bad happening. So I don't know. They could like blow up the wand again or take over. Like something bad, I think.
Who's dying? Who are you proposing dies?
I don't know, Dylan.
River? Like, who are you talking about?
Like, if we didn't have the season 3 intro, I would assume that Moon would die. But we have the season 3 intro, and Moon is alive in there.
Sell. No.
No, I think I kind of get where Andy's coming from in that the addition of Marco at the very end could introduce some situations where Star is like conflicted to attack directly, like say Toffee uses Marco as a hostage or something along those lines, and they have to find a different way from what they were planning. But yeah, the Marco just showing up at the end could throw a monkey wrench into what we're expecting through the first 7 episodes for them to do.
Come on, Moon's not dying. Also, I don't think Marco's there at the end. I think Marco's there for the 4th episode, the Marco and the King episode.
But Star won't know.
Right, Star's not going to be there. Star won't know. I agree. But Star is spying on Marco, so I
think that's clearly at the beginning though, because he's still on Earth.
I think that shot of Star with the hoodie is probably from the first episode, but
it might even be the opening scene.
Yeah, and we can bring in the other trailer, the sad Marco trailer. That's Star's seeing Marco. We have Marco Diaz and Marco being sad.
The best name ever.
Yeah, you're a fan of the Marco Diaz,
dude. I love puns. I love them so much.
Yeah, it's so I definitely think Marco's originally on Earth is sad, and his parents are worried, and then Star's spying on him, and that's all pretty early. And then Marco later goes to the castle, probably there by episode 4, but could be wrong on that. So, yeah, it's okay. Let's move on in the thing. We'll come back. We have the shot of Moon and Buff Frog here. In a swamp. There's mud. Is this Buff Frog's house? Well, where is this?
Yeah, it would be Buff Frog's house.
Ooh, puddle. Is this the puddle?
No,
this is the puddle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking originally, that this was what Puddle Defender was, them going to Buff Frog for help, since we know that he is no fan of Ludo, and he would probably know what's going on with them.
Yeah, it's will we have the tadpoles?
I think that's what the mud's for. I think the tadpoles are in the little puddle. Like he's made a nursery in his house.
Yeah, I could see this being Puddle Defender. I don't know. I guess we need to bring back the tadpoles finally. I guess that's it. Do we need to see Buff Frog here? I mean, Buff Frog's fine, but I don't. We'll see what he contributes to this. But I think it's interesting that we go. Was he on Mewni the last time we saw him?
Yes.
Yes.
When was the last time we saw him?
We saw him in that episode with the bad guys.
Was it the babysitting episode? Is that the one we saw him?
No, it was the one after the babysitting episode where he saw him.
His mystery or whatever.
Oh, his mystery. Yeah. Okay. There's corn stuff. I'm over that, but we don't.
Yeah.
We don't need to get back in that. Okay. Then
But the point is that he has some idea of the insides of where Ludo is doing his stuff, so that he would have useful information to Moon.
But is Buff Frog really the only person that knows? It feels like everybody in the world knows what Ludo is doing. Just they're all just like he's just dumb.
How much?
But
yeah, go ahead.
Buff Frog has already aligned sort of with Star, so he would also have insight on how to get into the castle because he was there. He probably has friends that could help them sneak into the castle and formulate a plan to do a surprise attack, possibly.
Yeah, my impression is that Buff Frog is completely on the Star side at this point. We definitely got that from the previous stuff, but yeah, he could be involved with the Ludo resistance. I could see that. Yeah, it's
and another small thing is just this seems to be a continuation of Moon approaching monsters a bit more often than what she used to. As we saw in the season 2 finale, she approached Ludo's family, and I believe this is the first time Moon is approaching Buff Frog in this entire series. So that's just a nice small detail that we continue to hit on with Moon, going back to that side of Mewni as well.
Yeah, Moon and Buffrog, Moon and the Bois crocodile. Yeah, I don't know if that's a monster. Does that count as a monster? I don't know. But what's the difference between animals and monsters in Mewni?
I assume the language.
Yeah, monsters can talk.
Okay, that's our next podcast, is animals versus no. I don't think the book talks about that. I don't know. Okay, so we have the shot of the star in the all-seeing eye. We talked about this. Back of a carriage. What do you think of my read on that?
I think it might just be that's her room and it's completely stuffed with the stuff she teleported from Earth.
Oh,
Well, it seems very small. Like originally, I thought it was like an attic of some, like in an abandoned building. But I could also see the trailer part, but I really doubt that they would go straight to the castle, like to her actual room as the first place.
It could just be any room, I think, with her stuff in it, though. Yeah, I don't recognize anything here, but
you see that it looks cramped, right? So it has to be some place that she's not used to.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole outline of the image is like her stuff, essentially. Like, it could be a big room. She had a ton of stuff on Earth. Yeah. It could be any room.
Where did Star's stuff go to? That's the real mystery. Regardless, she's hiding out somewhere. That's what this tells us. And she's sad, and Marco's not there. And Starco. There you go. Okay. We see the Hekapu and Mina shot we talked about, are talking about a peace treaty probably in the past, we think. We see King River here. Marco by him. They are defending the castle, presumably.
That's what it seems, since it's that shot is immediately followed by Ludo coming with his rat army.
Yeah, we see Ludo. What accompanies this visual is the something about surrendering or you will never be king. Yeah.
Well, it was when I rewatched it. It was funny because Disney, they like slowed down the audio and put in echoes, went hip hip hooray, and I just can't take Ludo seriously.
Can I just point out the fact that the flag, I'm looking at it now, the flag looks almost like a replica of Ludo/Toffee's hand, like the half star and even like the finger.
Yeah, it seems by that point he's already claimed the kingship of Mewni by that point.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I just find that very interesting.
I guess that's Ludo. He designed his flag after his hand wand thing. Yeah, interesting choice. Ludo / whoever made that flag. And then River, imprisoned. I would say River's on the top of the death watch for this. I don't think anyone's dying, but if anyone important's going to die, I feel like it's him.
And I think, I just want to say, here's I think where Disney failed in releasing the season 3 intro too soon, because all the speculation, we're like, but wait, he's in the intro, and we haven't even gotten the first use of the intro yet, so it'd be really weird to put a dead character in there. But yeah, if someone were to die, someone with the main character, River would be the candidate if we didn't already have the intro with us.
I don't.
But that intro.
Yeah, I don't think that's definitive. I think that, first of all, I think the intro is intended to play before each of these episodes because, again, it wasn't produced as a movie. And you could totally just have a character who dies a few episodes in to not spoil things.
Yeah, that's all I was going to say. I was going to say the same thing. I think that intro is going to be for these episodes, and it could easily not mean anything for stakes right now.
Although at the same time, if it was for this series, then what would be the point of adding people like Jana and Kelly into that, and then keeping dead characters?
Well, we'll 100% see that intro on the 15th. Like, that's what's going to intro all of this stuff. Like, this is season 3. That's season 3 intro. Like, I assume they're just not making a special Battle for Mewni intro. But yeah, I agree. Why is everyone randomly there when they're not there for a lot of stuff? But I think that's just what they're doing. I don't know.
There's also the fact that the king and queen are only in one shot of the entire trailer. I mean, it's entire intro, and it might be easy for them to cut out one of them in a future intros for the season.
Just edit him out.
Yeah.
No, it's too dark. I don't care about River, but I don't want to see Sad Star more sad. So no, I veto this. Let's not do this.
You need to tell it to Disney.
Yeah,
I second that veto.
Yeah. Okay, upheld. So not happening.
And just before we move off River, I guess just one thing is that in the smaller trailers we've seen him like having fun and like just dropping into a pool. But then in this minute-long teaser, we see him being a bit more serious. We see him defending his kingdom. We see him speaking sternly to Ludo. So I'm just it's a smaller detail, but I am interested to see what kind of, if they give River any character development, because for now he's kind of just been used for humor, just as a slapstick. So it'd be interesting to see if they actually make him a serious person for at least a couple of episodes here.
I would like that.
Yeah. Are you a River fan, Tiffany?
I'm not necessarily a River fan, but I would be open to be one if they elaborated on his character a little bit more. Elaborated? That's the word.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I just feel as if like we see a lot of Jana, but we don't see much about River, and we're like they're forming Jana and Kelly's character, but into like a more like likable one, and one that the viewers come to really enjoy watching. I want to see that from River. I want to know more about like who is he? Like he's like the king, but he's not really the king because obviously Moon has all the power. But like I just want to know more about River's character. I mean, I want to see like how they went from having fun to all of a sudden he's like in shackles and in prison. Like I don't know. I just feel as if like his character has a lot to be developed, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, this could be a big few episodes for River. I agree that he's a character kind of prime for development, and just as the show has gotten more serious, I feel like the wacky king could take a turn for that as well. My proposed timeline of events is Marco comes in the fourth segment, and he's having fun with River, and then in Puddle Defender / King Ludo, then Toffee attacks. Or not Toffee, but Ludo potentially Toffee attacks. So that would potentially explain the having fun and then the serious. Yeah, I don't know.
Agreed.
Yeah, it also could be less clear than this. Like we're trying to simplify things. It could be various fronts of attacks and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, back to the trailer breakdown. So we have potentially possessed Ludo. Moon says to Star he'll find us. We see what is presumably Moon holding up a possessed Ludo. What's your read on the scene, Alex?
Just that it seems that we are going to get at least Toffee not pretty early, but we'll start seeing him at midway, like gain more control over Ludo, or like direct him to make this attack on Mewni. So it's promising that we'll get to at least see Toffee in more episodes than just the final one, hopefully.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting if we see actual Toffee, if we see him Voldemort himself back to life. Like, is he gonna start as possessed Ludo, and then like the Ludo stuff is like maybe he needs to invade the castle to get something to bring him to manifest his physical form back. Maybe he's like, because we do see Toffee later in the promo, but again, nothing clear whether it's present or past. So the amount of Toffee possessed Ludo, will we see any? This indicates maybe a little bit versus any potential IRL Toffee would be interesting. We have Sad Moon. We talked about this. Toffee killed my parents. As Alex says in the article, there goes Moonfee. Are you still shipping it?
I wanted to. Yeah, it's kind of hard to have a ship with someone who killed your parents.
Pretty dramatic, though. I don't know. Maybe it'd be super fanficky.
I feel like there's still hope.
Still hope for the Moonfee. Oh, no. I don't know.
Maybe before she killed her parents.
Hey,
but...
exactly.
Yeah, this could be like the Frozen thing. What's the guy's name? Klaus?
Yeah, the tragic ending, except maybe he wasn't playing her the whole time. Maybe it was genuine, and then it took a turn. Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
That already.
But yeah, it's not in this event. We're gonna see any moon.
I mean, maybe the moon flashback. I don't know. Probably not, though.
One could only hope. I still hold hope.
Still hold hope for the Moonfee. We'll see. On this next shot, we see Marco with Riveriat and friends. Not clear who those other two people are.
I believe it's the Insane Clown Posse.
That's you. That's what we're titling them.
It looks like one's a mime, though. The one on the right.
She does look like a mime. And then we have a girl that looks like she's one of the early humans in Adventure Time, kind of. I don't know what's going on here. This is like the Resistance.
It's a pretty poor resistance if it's the resistance.
Yeah. This is like underground after Ludo's taken over. Marco recruits them. I don't know.
Ruberia, it seems like he's already seen some action. He's got his chest wide open.
He does, yeah. Any Ruberia songs?
Nah.
Over it.
Over it.
He's gonna hit someone with a guitar, though, I'm sure.
Maybe a celebration song at the end of the whole thing.
Yeah, as you say in the article, Marco definitely should be like, what was up with that the Princess Day song? So I hope we get that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would hope we at least get a line referencing that.
Yeah, that would be fun. Next shot is Ludo attacking the book as previously talked about, and I agree. This seems really off from everything else we see. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's much here to speculate on. This is in line with the Ludo from the end of season 2, but not in line with current like possessed Ludo. So this would potentially indicate that at least some of the time Ludo's not possessed, some of the time he is possessed, and he wants to destroy the book. I don't know.
It looks
Well,
like
I feel
it's
like
locked.
if he destroys the book, he destroys Glossaric, and Glossaric is already like the most, like, as we know, of the most powerful being in the universe. Or multiverse. And maybe if he destroys the book, he destroys Glossaric and he gains the power, which Toffee would want.
I assume Glossaric cannot be killed.
Yeah.
I would think so, but like, I mean, it's not clear, obviously, anything with Glossaric, but I think killing the book would. He does seem tied to the book, so there's probably a past there. Is he like enslaved to the book now? Like, well, what's up
like
with
a
that?
genie?
Yeah, is he a genie? But at the same time, he's clearly the most powerful being in the universe. So what would
Yeah, if it's slavery, it's self-imposed slavery.
Yeah, or there's just like a second force, or like he's cursed by I don't even know what though. So yeah, this is interesting what the shot will be.
But he also like burned a page of the book in Bon Bon. Like,
Yeah,
I
true.
feel he definitely did that on purpose.
Yeah.
in preparation for Ludo taking him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, that page had to do with controlling rats, so it seems like he could already foresee what Ludo was planning on doing. So it would make sense that Glossaric maybe is, although we saw in an earlier episode that he's like kind of helping him, but I'm sure Ludo at some point realizes that he's also withholding things, so this could also just be a sense of frustration of not being able to continue advancing to the point where he wants to get, which is take over Mewni.
Yeah, it could just be lashing out in frustration. But he seems happy. I don't know. But who knows with Ludo?
He looks more like he's like torturing something, like excited in that way.
Yeah, excited is a good word for Ludo typically. We see a flurry of shots. We see young Moon reading the book. We see Moon's wand being corrupted. We see Toffee among skulls. And we see a handshake with Eclipsa.
I think that's supposed to be what it is, because it looks like her hands from the poster we got.
Not cool.
Yeah, the poster made it a lot more possible that it's Eclipsa. We were already theorizing that in the last podcast, but here it seems almost sure at this point.
Yeah, interesting. All these shots interesting. I hope that Toffee shot is present, but how do we know?
I think that's him as a general in the war. If we're going to get flashback to the war, this could be the monster table of the treaty discussion.
Yeah, because the only notable thing about the skulls is 2 of the skulls have the card symbols on their cheeks. So
one of Moon and one of Eclipsa.
Presumably not actual them, but a
No,
representation.
but I mean, their marks.
Right, yeah. I'm not 100% on if these marks are unique or what, but to us they are at the moment. So yeah, his, he takes skulls, paints them on. That's like him in the Mewman monster war. Yeah, I think that's most likely. Again, though, that seems like a lot for 11 minutes in that second episode, so potentially more flashbacks later. And then this handshake relates to the thing at the end with Eclipsa, which is, Eclipsa's live and I made a deal with her. So, big thing there. How positive are we that Moon is saying this in the present, Alex?
That I made a deal with her?
Yes.
Well, made is past tense, so I would figure, yes, it's in the present, at least explaining to Star what her history
you can
with
talk about
Eclipse
the further
is.
past in the past.
It could
enough.
be
But
Moon talking to like Hekapoo and saying like I made a deal with Eclipsa.
Okay, that's a possibility, but I feel like it just makes sense that she needs to explain what history she has with Toffee and with Eclipsa to Star. So I assume that this would be part of the framing device for the flashback episode if we get one.
I agree that all makes sense. Her explaining that to Star seems like a perfect vehicle. I'm skeptical from an overall narrative standpoint that we're bringing Eclipse out right now in the beginning of the season.
Oh, that we bring her out? I wouldn't think so, but just explaining that why Eclipse is even important in the first place, then yes. But like if she actually gets out of that crystal, it wouldn't be till almost the end of the event.
Okay, so she's alive could just mean she's in the crystal.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That she can be pulled out when in a case of emergency.
That's certainly plausible. I think the past explanation would have to do with seeing young Eclipsa in the flashback and made a deal with her. There's a bunch of deals being made in Human Monsters. I think it would make sense to make a deal with Eclipsa. She might be a third party in the Human Monster wars because she's on the side of the monsters. So I think that could also make sense. Tiffany, what do you think? Where are you leaning on those two options?
I feel maybe, I'm sorry, could you repeat that one more time?
Past or present for the I made a deal with Eclipsa, Moon saying.
Oh, I think she's telling Star that in the present. Okay. Absolutely. I feel like maybe she should start explaining some things to Star because she has been withholding a ton of information. And I feel like, especially now that Star has the wand and she's supposed to be, queen in training, she deserves to know what the heck is going on. So definitely present. And maybe, who knows, maybe the deal actually has something to do with Star. Like, I'm not saying like any like Rumpelstiltskin type of thing where it's like you must hand over your firstborn son or whatever. But like, maybe Star has a role to play in this deal that Moon made with Eclipsa. Maybe Star has to owe Eclipsa something, or I don't know what have you, but like I feel that might be part of the deal.
Yeah, and it could relate to Star's descent into dark magic type of storyline we've going.
It could also relate to just how strong she is in general. Like they've remarked multiple times that she's incredibly powerful.
Yeah. That's true. That reminded me, something we haven't talked about is I always blank on the name of this, the flickering, the Fritz. The Fritz. Right. That was in the description of the episode, I think. Was it? Or am I making that up?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was in the description of the actual event.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Right. So the Fritz is coming into play, but we've seen no indication of that from any of these promos. So like, how is that a framing device to everything? That's another thing. But yeah, I'm going to say past Eclipsa that Moon is saying this year, but I think it's certainly very, very plausible that it's the present, maybe even more likely. The problem is that Moon would have to sound the same now if she's saying it in the past. I would think Great Allow still voicing her probably in the flashbacks, but she sounds very similar, so I don't know if that would be her voice. So that's something. Yeah.
I have the description here. It says a Star as she returns to her home dimension of Mewni, where she discovers that magic is disappearing throughout the kingdom. So it seems that they find, once they return to Mewni, they notice that something is up or something is particularly off, and maybe that alerts them to needing to face Toffee or something.
That could be a framing device for them going to multiple places while hiding out. Maybe they're going to the Spire for to examine like a source of magic there. Like that, like, because if they're hiding out, just stay in the same place. But so why would we be going elsewhere? It could be to examine the Fritz on Mewni. Yeah, that's too many factors here to nail this down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also it says a Star must dig deep and challenge arch nemesis Ludo. So we'll probably get a bit more on that concept that we've seen Glossaric treat with her in the past, of the idea of being able to use magic without the wand. And that probably has to do with them going to these places as well to find more information on maybe how Eclipsa was able to do it or how Moon did it in the past. Yeah,
that could be too. Certainly, I think we should expect some cool Star magic potentially in that last episode. You'd think so, but again, it's not a mid-season finale or anything, so who knows? So that's the end of that trailer. We have these other mini things that we've talked about briefly. We have the Bois one. We talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we need 10 minutes of discussion on that one.
Wow.
Yeah. The crocodile, it seems, at first you're like, okay, this is absurd. But then at the end you get the impression that they're communicating because the crocodile looks like surprised or something. So.
Yeah, looks very shocked.
Yeah. Moon said something offensive to the crocodile with the Bois and the intonation, maybe. There's one of Star talking to a skeleton with an Eclipse type hat, which is interesting.
Is she still wearing the hoodie in that one? I forget.
It's on her back, I think.
Yeah, and that's something that I noted, but I didn't put a screenshot in the article, is that as the teaser goes on, you notice that it starts full, but then it slowly gets pieces ripped off to the point where it's just like a piece of string tied around her wrist at some point.
Mm-hmm.
That's really sad.
That makes me sad, yeah.
Yeah, so some people have been theorizing that that's like a symbol of how Stark is gonna go.
No.
I think that's more a symbol of Star's like innocence and stuff, if anything.
No, also bad. Stop. I don't like this. I think Star looks like Carmen Sandiego with that hat, except blue, which is this would be funny. We have one of Mina and a bug thing, and Mina's like slapping the bug with her hair. Her hair and
her Sailor Moon hair,
and saying you should take you need it's a confession. She's saying,
you need to shut up during your confession. Yeah. That's what she's saying.
Presumably in the flashback. I would think, yeah. Or this looks like is this current Mina? I could be. I think based on her behavior.
She's wearing the same exact clothes in the shot that we see in the minute-long trailer. So if that's a flashback, then this would also have to be a flashback.
Yeah,
but does this match the clothes from the intro?
I don't. It probably doesn't matter. But that is a good question. Does this do any theories on this giant bug thing?
Just that it seems to be a flashback to the talks between the monsters and the Munians on dealing with the war that happened in the past. He seems to look like a monster king, so he would probably have to be in those discussions if they wanted to get to a treaty or maybe an admission of guilt in that case.
Yeah. Mina, if these are peace talks, there's no confessions there. This is, you should not be slapping the person you want to have the peace talks with. Yes.
Well, like World War II vibes, we
right. It could be more of a capitulation type thing. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Who knows? Well,
by the way, I'm looking at the intro, and she has her messed up clothes that we saw from earlier in the show.
Okay.
Not
interesting.
just clean
Interesting.
clothes.
I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah, it looks like her outfit from this, but just ruined.
Yeah, interesting.
What if she's been wearing the same clothes for 20 years?
Yeah, that seems right. Then our last trailer is the Sad Marco one that we talked about, and it's like Sad Boy something Hotline, right? And
Sad Teen Hotline.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's a new clip.
What do you mean? There's as we're talking?
Are you serious?
I'm. Oh no, never mind. No, I'm wrong.
That was very plausible, by the way. Like
that's why I thought there was a new one.
Think about it. We've discussed about like 6 different clips here, plus the intro.
There could be a new thing at any time. Yeah. So yeah.
She had the hoodie on, and I thought it was actually one from she goes in the wand, and I got really confused.
No. Okay. What have we not? We talked about the titles. We talked about so just the Darren our promo poster. Alex, you agree with me that it's maybe more metaphorical?
Well, I feel like it's meant to represent the series. So, like, the main reason we talked about that was the appearance of Glosrick. And I feel that Glosrick does have to have some influence on this, especially with Ludo and Glosrick having that growing relationship. So,
right, well, it might indicate that Glosrick's
here.
Yeah, but it's in terms of them being, like, in Slime or something, not happening.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Continue that though. What's the situation where he's like not physically here, but part of it?
Oh, well, just that maybe like Ludo is trying to find Glosrick or get him to like appear and actually like teach him things, and he gets frustrated, or because that's been a thing with Glosrick too, that he just disappears at times when you need him. Star went through that a bunch of times, so maybe Ludo has to go through the same issues to the point where maybe Toffee comes up like out of frustration and just like possesses Ludo in order to get things done.
Yeah. Could be looming over the episodes, if not a part of it. We talked about this in the beginning, but in the other promo poster, young Eclipsa, it looks different, I would say.
Is she young? I can't tell.
The problem is, if Eclipsa's like a far in the past queen, then her still being alive doesn't make sense time-wise anyway. So,
well, it could be like a cryogenically frozen type of thing,
which she is right now. Yeah. So,
uh-huh.
But why, if she's in the moon flashback, presumably she gets frozen after that. So why would she look young here? She's probably, so Moon says, that Toffee killed my mother or parents, so that's not Eclipsa. So Eclipsa would have to be at least 2 lines back. So like, how does she look like that? Is the question? Yeah.
There's also there's also the possibility of this. I think it's really a small possibility that it's like a Star Wars thing where Moon eclipses her mother, but it's like she killed her mother by becoming something evil, like Darth Vader, kind of.
Metaphorical killed my parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
She could be frozen, wakes up for this flashback, frozen again. I don't know. I mean, that would make sense. Or maybe she's just not young and she's immortal or something now.
Also, once again, we have no idea of chronology pre-Star, so it could just very well be that whatever caused her to be frozen came after this deal, or maybe it was something unrelated, perhaps.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless to speculate on that. Yeah, it could be after, but I'm very excited by the prospect of seeing the two of them. Just young Moon in general, I think it's very interesting. It's going to be seeing how she's similar or different from Star, what's up with the corruption surrounding her, the magic corruption, and how does Eclipse play into that, and what are all these butterflies? I assume metaphorical butterflies, because the butterfly family. But yeah, I am very, very much looking forward to this in particular. Yeah. So I don't know, anything we didn't hit on, Alex?
I think we've gone through almost everything here, and now it's just time to wait.
Time to wait. As of this recording, 8 more days, less for you listening probably. So, gonna be very hype for the 11 a.m. airing on Saturday. But as it's not worth getting into, but Starbury went online earlier than that, when we had new episodes in February. So. But those aired on TV earlier than 11, so it's not clear to me if they're specifically airing at 11 and then we'll put stuff up, or they'll put stuff up at 3 a.m.
I don't know if anybody can confirm this, but I read somewhere that during Starbury they were being posted at around midnight. Was that true?
I believe it was either midnight. I'm not sure if it was Eastern or Pacific, but I think I probably would have seen it if it was midnight Eastern, so probably midnight Pacific. Yeah.
Well, midnight Pacific is earlier than Eastern, so
later. Yeah. Later, but it would be, and I think it was like on Comcast On Demand first, or other on demand platforms, but also on the website and the app, like all of that stuff. So it might just check that stuff Saturday morning when you wake up. That's what I'm hoping for, it being earlier so I can get several viewings in before that podcast. So yeah, that's what we're definitely ramping up for that, Battle for Mewni podcast. That's going to be very, very good. An extended discussion. Let's end here with, final takeaways from any of this stuff. Takeaways from our discussion, takeaways from the promos, or looking forwards to the special. Tiffany.
I think we haven't really talked about Toffee as much on him, I guess, coming back. I'm excited to see if Toffee does somehow get like resurrected into like his physical body, or if he's just remaining like stuck in Ludo for like ever. I'm super excited to see more of Toffee, especially in the last episode, obviously labeled Toffee. And that's that.
Yeah, that definitely. I'm calling it. He's Voldemorting here. It's happening. He's coming back.
Is that a verb? You've said that multiple times.
You know what I mean,
Dylan.
though, right? Like he's yeah. So that's the best way I can phrase it. Sure. He's part of Ludo, and then he's gonna make some spell and turn him back into physical form. Like I think I don't know if it's happening now, but it's happening with Toffee.
No, I agree with you, Dylan. It has to happen.
So is Ludo on death alert here?
No, because they like him too much for some reason. Production.
Ludo has had like 3 chances to die, and he just won't.
For me, Ludo's on my death list, but not on the series death list, I would say.
And Delaney's.
And Delaney's as well. But yeah, no, it's Ludo. There's no reason to kill Ludo. Like, you can just make him less of a presence if you want. But yeah, you're right. Toffee manifesting from Ludo could kill him. Yeah, that would. I think in like a darker show that might make sense. Alex, final takeaways here.
I'm just very excited to see a bunch of characters be more fleshed out. We see more Moon, see more Eclipse, maybe see more River, definitely see more Toffee, see more Hekapoo. Just a lot of characters that we haven't really seen a lot of recently. Maybe just because the hiatuses have been so long, but just getting to see all of the side characters get their time to shine. And Star just being able to defend herself on her own again, even having maybe to save Moon a couple of times, who knows? But yeah, just getting to see all my friends again.
Same. Yep. Feel good. Yeah, good stuff. Andy.
Something we haven't talked about is that Toffee's finger is now on Mewni because Star brought all her stuff with her to Mewni. And that might play a part in Toffee coming back to life. Yeah,
Toffee needs his finger to come back. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's that's like the elements are in play for the Voldemorting to occur. Like it's I agree.
That's the Horcrux.
That's the I want Toffee Horcruxes. Yeah, let's do that. I'm in. Yeah. So my takeaway is I'm ready for the Star and Marco reunion. They've been apart for who knows how long. But they will, Star and Moon will come back to save the day, and then Marco will be there. And I'm going to call my shot with a big Starco moment with the reunion. It's happening.
First kiss.
I know, like, it would be awkward and not ideal but maybe first kiss, I don't know. But yeah, that would be,
Maybe after Marco's in danger and Star has to save him, then they kiss.
Absolutely. I'm calling that. I'm ready for that. By the way, my hot take, I've said this before, I'm not as excited for these plotty elements as I am for the kind of character stuff, like seeing Star again, seeing Marco again, seeing him interact with all these people. I think the show is still kind of in an awkward stage with its mythology, and this could certainly flesh it out more where it's like a stronger element of the show.
Yeah, I guess I'm more excited for the potential of having all of this together in one event. Like, it could push this really far if they decide to go in that direction. And as for Marco, I guess just to put a different spin on it, it just feels kind of weird how they've used him in these promos, like just alongside the king, and then like you have him like on the side, like getting together clowns and stuff. So I wonder how much he's actually even going to be involved in this, and like if he shows up at the end, like in an important moment, like if that will feel almost shoehorned just because he's the main character. I'm just interested to see how they use him, is given that it seems to be focusing on Star and Moon, like how much will actually be involved in all this.
I think we are hiding the big Starco stuff. They don't want to put in the promos. You don't want to spoil it, so that's why we're hiding Marco here. That's what's happening. But Marco, I mean, he's not going to be a big part of this. He'll be in the Marco and the King episode. He'll be part of the Resistance type thing after, and he'll be in the first episode a little bit. That's a lot already, even at minimum from what we've seen in the promos. But yeah, I agree, he's not a big force. But I assume he won't be heavily involved in the climax of whatever's happening here. Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting to see. Will we have some big Marco moment? We also haven't just seen a big star moment either. Like, that hasn't been hinted at.
Yeah, that seems to be much more probable here, especially like if you consider the parallels that they'll probably draw with Moon's experience, and then how Star handles this in the present day.
Yeah,
that would be much more likely.
Will Toffee kick? Go ahead.
If Star is a big moment, I assume it's going to be her using magic without the wand.
I think, or dark magic. I feel like we could kick off the Dark Star arc here with the presence of Eclipse and stuff like that. But yeah, and maybe that's tied to that. Maybe the digging deep has multiple implications. Yeah.
Dip down.
Oh no. Let's not soil this with Glassrick. But yeah, there's very.
Is anybody having hobo stew for dinner?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Pudding.
Pudding at least is not as gross, but still no. Pass.
I disagree. When Glosser eats pudding,
that is very
gross.
Yeah, it is pretty gross. You're right. Fair.
You're saying the toe isn't a good way to scoop up pudding.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, maybe as we get darker, we can have a more refined Glossaric as well. But I'm not holding my breath for that. No.
Never change, Glossaric. Never change.
Please change. Yeah. Okay, that's what we'll end on. Give us your thoughts on should Glossaric change, most importantly, but also anything we've discussed here. What are you most looking forward to for Battle for Mewni? Let us know in the comments on overlyanimated.com or on YouTube and subscribe to us there, or in any other feedback places. Check that out at overlyanimated.com. We'll have a big Battle for Mewni podcast upcoming, so definitely subscribe to us for that. And you can also consider supporting us at Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you, patron, for finally paying me for the month during this podcast. Good job. And thanks to all of our patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Brendan, new patron, who I will, for now, deem Brendan Butterfly. Although Alex has deemed this not a good nickname, but I feel like this is the best one we have at the moment. I like Brendan Butterfly. I think that's a good Star fan nickname. If we have, we'll set it in stone once we rotate back to him. How about that? So, we'll have one more rotation to come up with a better one, but there you go. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, and Andy. We got a bunch of, stuff coming up on the podcast. We're going to have, more Rick and Morty discussions, a surprise, other interesting discussion to a few of you, and then back for a Battle for Mewni on Saturday the 15th. And of course, we'll have probably a feedback show and then subsequent podcasts for that.
And just as a final thing, if you notice, we're ending hiatuses on a lot of the shows we cover here on Overly Animated. We have Star vs. Force of Evil, Adventure Time, Rick and Morty. We might be getting Steven Universe very soon. But which one of those are you all hyped for the most? Like, personally, Star is honestly the one I'm most hyped for to finally end.
It's hard to get like super hype for like Star because it's not sustained. You know, there's gonna be another hiatus right after this. But yeah, for now, this is my number one, like, that I want to see come back. So I agree. And then we have Voltron also beginning of August. A lot of stuff happening at once. In terms of like overall animation, like world, I feel like Rick and Morty coming back is the most notable because that's just been so long and it's such a prominent show. But this is a big event, and then we'll await the days for the fall return. back to the drawing board on that. But good stuff, you guys. Let us know what you thought, and thanks for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye bye.